Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Madhavdas G. Viewers, the man who terrorized India, the man who gave the entire country sleepless nights, is there today, standing right there in front of you, handcuffed and looking morose as he's finally facing the Indian law for his crimes that he committed more than or nearly 2 decades ago. Tahawwur Rana was dragged back from the United States and is finally going to be tried for his grievous crimes back home. Today, we're one step closer to justice. We're one step closer to healing the wounds of the families of the 166 victims who lost their lives in this dastardly terror attack in 2008. Viewers, India will not forgive and India will not forget.
के पीड़ित लोग हैं, उनको न्याय कौन दिलाएगा? देश के प्रधानमंत्री अमेरिका के मित्र माने जाते हैं, उनके बैठते हुए एक तरफा कार्रवाई कैसे हो रही? क्या 9/11 के दोषियों का केस हिंदुस्तान की कोर्ट में चल सकता है?
मुंबई में 26/11 हुआ, निर्दोष लोगों को मौत के घाट उतार दिया गया। 7वें पाताल में होंगे, उनको भी मैं छोड़ने वाला नहीं।
All right, let's go right across to our reporters who are joining us from on ground. With us is Bhavtosh Singh as well as Priyank Tripathi. But at the moment, we have Sabyasachi and Rishabh joining us from the Palam technical area. Rishabh, take us through what's happening there. I believe there's some movement happening at the gate of the Palam technical area. What's happening behind you? Show us very quickly. Rishabh.
Well, Madhav, what we are given to understand that he has been taken out from a different gate, not this gate, but he has been taken out of Hindon Air Base is what we are given to understand. And just now, moments ago, the cavalcade carrying Tahawwur Rana has moved from the from the Palam Air Base and has moved toward Patiala House Court is what we are given to understand. For moments, the traffic on this very road was also stopped. You can still see that how now the traffic had just been opened. All the roads around airbase was put under surveillance and the traffic were moved, and now the traffic has just begun now. And now what we are given to understand that the movement has taken place and Tahawwur Rana is en route Patiala House Court where the special NIA court will, where he'll be produced in front of special NIA court.
Okay. Sabyasachi, what's happening there at the moment? He has been moved out from a different gate. We understand how much time before he actually reaches the Patiala House Court or perhaps the safe house where he's destined to head to?
Well, that's right. Tahawwur Rana has left from the Palam airbase. Now he's moving towards the Patiala House Court, which is around 14 kilometers from here. And the traffic signal has been turned green so that his convoy can reach the Patiala House Court as soon as possible. The Delhi police is also on high alert. They have already signaled all the traffic police who are at different junction to put the signal on green to let the convoy pass, and the traffic also here in front of the Palam Air Base was also stopped for some time to let the convoy pass. So Delhi police along with Tahawwur Rana and the NIA officials are heading towards the Patiala House Court right now.
All right, let's quickly now take this across to Bhavtosh Singh as well as Priyank, who are joining us from the NIA headquarters. Bhavtosh, what are we expecting? Is there any clarity on what will happen? Are they going to be taking Tahawwur Rana to a safe house where he will be appearing, online as far as the court proceedings are concerned? Although the lawyers have been gathered at the Patiala House Court for quite some time now, what are we expecting will take place in moments from now?
Well, Madhav, our colleagues have said that he has left from Parliament Place and he will be moving towards Patiala House Court, but that would be a hearing that will be taking place very late in the night. Today is a public holiday in the capital and only a duty. In fact, the NIA special judge is also present, so it's likely that the hearing will take place, but it will all happen post 10:30, and one can expect NIA to NIA has already prepared its custodial remand paper and will try to seek his custody. He reached Delhi at around 6:20 p.m. and then NIA said officially at around 8:20 they said that he has been arrested. Then a series of medical examination happened. That was for around 1.5 hours, and then we have now got the information that he has left. Remember, he's around 64 years old, and one of his arguments before the US Supreme Court was that he is suffering from several medical ailments and that if he's brought to India, then he will in fact die in prison as well as in NIA custody, and that is the reason why several tests have been conducted so that he can be presented before the court, and he can be the court can be in fact told that he is not suffering from any serious ailment if he is given to NIA custody, and due care will be taken.
All right, a quick word from Priyank as well. Priyank, what are we expecting to take place? And in terms of Tahawwur Rana, is he going to be at the NIA headquarters tonight, or will he be spending the night at a safe house of the agency?
No, Madhav, this NIA headquarter will be the only safest location where the interrogation can happen because the officials can come here easily. Just a short while back, we saw that the BDS team and the ASL team was doing the round, and the Delhi police team were also making proper arrangement. There's a heavy layer of security barricade which has already been placed, and since this is a CGO area, which is a government office area, so that's a suitable location to keep him. Although on the other side, what we are getting to know that the video conferencing court hearing was a possibility which has been denied. We have spoken to our sources at the court premises. They have been saying that Tahawwur Rana will be straight away taken to the court where he will be produced. And since the NIA has 30 days of time period which they can seek in this particular police remand, certainly that is the maximum time period which will be sought before the court.
All right, and the big question, of course, Dipankar is with us. Dipankar, I believe there's a massive police deployment there outside of the court, and in fact, that's where we are expecting that Tahawwur Rana would be brought in a short while from now. Judging by the presence of the police, we can perhaps say that he will be brought to the court. What are your sources in the court telling you? What are the lawyers telling you?
Well, over here, the lawyers are present in the court. The police deployment has been made, and as I can show you that the deployment, there is a sea of police personnel who are here, who are overlooking the security deployment. The advocate for the National Investigation Agency, the senior advocate, Dayan Krishnan, and the special public prosecutor, along with the person who has been appointed to represent Tahawwur Rana on behalf of the DLSA, is present inside the court, along with Additional Sessions Judge Chandrajit Singh, who will be hearing this matter, and they are eagerly awaiting Tahawwur Rana to be produced before the special NIA court, after which the hearing will commence, and we'll have to wait and watch since we have been removed and moved outside the Patiala House Court, so we'll have to wait and watch as to what happens inside the hearing. And since it's an in-camera hearing, we will try and get the advocates who are there to speak to us and to tell as to what happened inside the hearing and what was the result of the hearing, whether a remand has been given to the National Investigation Agency, whether they have been given the custody of Tahawwur Rana for further for interrogation and for further retrieval of information, for confrontation with documents that they have gathered over the year, the evidence that they have gathered over the year. So all these things will have to wait
wait and watch as to what happens inside the court once Tahawwur Rana is produced before the court in the Delhi's Patiala House court before the special judge. Over to you.
So all eyes on what the action will be. We will in fact keep getting updates from our reporters on ground, because any moment now we expect that the Tahawwur Rana and that convoy would arrive at the Patiala House Court in the national capital, and that hearing would take place. So a lot of late night action that's expected this evening, and in fact I'm going to request Rishabh, Sabya, Bhavtosh, Priyank and Dipankar to stay on with us, because we're going to keep coming back to you for more updates as and when they do take place. But moving on, in fact, even as the wounds slowly heal on one side, you have a political war of words that's broken out between the BJP and the opposition. Today the opposition is asking what really is the big deal. They say that the BJP cannot take any credit for this because it was the UPA that initiated the process of extradition. They're also asking, what about others? What about Dawood, Parun and Nirav Modi? Where's Mehul Choksi, for instance? Now, while the opposition is accusing the centre of taking credit for what they set in motion, the BJP says that these are the same set of parties that branded the 26/11 attack an RSS conspiracy and went on to blame the RSS even for the killing of Hemant Karkare. Sample the reactions and then we open this up.
अबू सालेम सबसे बड़ा खतरनाक डॉन था, उसको भी लाया था। तहव्वुर राणा फेस्टिवल बना रहे ये लोग।
बड़ी देर कर दी मोदी जी आपने आते हैं। 11 साल लग गए आपको तहव्वुर राणा को अमेरिका से यहाँ लाने। कांग्रेस जब भी सत्ता में रहे या न रहे, आतंकियों के खिलाफ हमने सर्वोच्च बलिदान इंदिरा जी और राजीव जी का दिया है।
हमारी मांग है कि जिस तरह से अजमल कसाब के खिलाफ पूरे भारत के कानून के अंतर्गत जो पूरा मुकदमा चला है, कसाब को पूरा अपना बचाव करने का, अपने वकील देने का पूरा अधिकार था। इसी तरह से राणा का जब ट्रायल होगा, उसका जब मुकदमा चलेगा, तो इसी तरह से उसको पूरा कानूनी तरीके से अधिकार देकर उसको जो भी सजा हो।
उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि राणा को बहुत पहले लाया जाना चाहिए था।
कांग्रेस की सरकार ने कुछ किया नहीं आरोपियों के ऊपर सख्त सजा दिलाने के, बल्कि जो पकड़ा गया था कसम, उसको भी बिरयानी खिलाते। आज हर भारतवासी को गर्व है मोदी जी पर।
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us with us is RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Tushar Gupta, political analyst. Joining us with us also is Group Captain Augustine Vinod, retired defense expert. Joining us is Sheikh Ahmed, leader of the Congress party. But also with us is Mohammad Tariq Khan, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Sheikh Ahmed, you've heard some reactions now. I'm assuming you would have also seen the statement of Mr. P. Chidambaram of the Congress party. On the one hand, you have Pramod Tiwari who says, "Badi der laga di Modi ji aapne." On the other hand, and I'm reading from the statement that has been issued by Mr. P. Chidambaram, he says, "These are not strong leader moments, but are the slow wheels of justice pushed forward by years of hard work." Now, both of these statements cannot be true. Ya to badi der laga di, ya these are the slow wheels of justice. Which of these statements is true today, Sheikh Ahmed?
I'm not here to speak who said what's the statement of Congress leaders, but let me tell you, it's a great moment for India. I congratulate the government of India. But the unfortunate thing is, in the earlier debate, everybody is talking about Congress, what Congress did. And nobody is saying we got extradited. This Tahawwur Rana is back in India. We were the foundation was laid by Congress. How many treaties, how many extradition treaties in past 10-11 years BJP has signed? All the four, I think more than 40 treaties have been signed by India with many countries. Not a single treaty from last 11 years has been signed by BJP. And as far we welcome the US cooperation. Terrorism must be fought. And we have given sacrifices in fighting terrorism. But they are trying to milk. They are doing political ops, this photo ops. They are trying to milk this opportunity. Why everybody
is doing the photo op today? Because BJP, it's a Congress party.
BJP,
no, sir, who has issued this press statement? It is Mr. Chidambaram. But anyway, you have asked some questions of the BJP. Let me get into that first. RP Singh, how many extradition treaties has the NDA government signed is a question coming in from Mr. Sheikh Ahmed. Because all of this is happening in the wake of the work that has been done by the UPA government. And I'm just reading out two lines from what Mr. Chidambaram has stated. He says that the full story deserves to be told why the Modi government is rushing to take credit for development. Truth is far from the spin. Extradition is the culmination of a decade and a half of painstaking diplomatic, legal and intelligence efforts which were initiated, led and sustained by the UPA government in close coordination with the United States. Mr. R.P. Singh.
Madhav, let me just bring to your reference 3 points. You remember name Ajmat Ali, the key conspirator of the Samjhota Express, was let off. Here is a press cutting of that time. He was let off because they wanted to build up a narrative of saffron terror. You remember Digvijay Singh, who went for a book launch? Even recently in a parliament, when Sudhanshu ji referred to this book launch, he immediately got up and said, no, I never uttered a word. Chor ki dadi mein tinka hota hai. But issue is that he was a part of a book launch which referred that the complete 2611 was a conspiracy of the RSS and it was planned by RSS. Although I've been told by another journalist that particular journalist who did that book, he said that complete input was provided by then government. Third, do you remember Ishrat Jan? Oh, Bihar ki beti. And there was a gentleman named RVS Mani who was forced to change the statement in the court. That is their credentials. And then I still remember Fali Major, who requested then government that please give us free hand and we will give the appropriate reply to the Pakistan.
Okay, Sheikh Ahmed, respond to that. It's not us, but it's you who have politicized the response as far as terror is concerned. Quick response to R.P. Singh.
No, it's not about what us and you. Us means for me, us is India. India must be proud. Initially I said that I congratulate government of India, but why are you trying to politicize it? And when Monica Bey Abu Salim, they were brought back to India without having any formal extradition treaty. Somebody was talking about earlier.
No, but one thing in Sheikh Ahmed, there is a press statement that has been issued by Mr. P. Chidambaram. I have the press statement with me. Have you seen this press statement? Is this not an attempt to claim credit for what has happened now? And if you are asking questions of politicization, this is also politicization. Fine, the BJP may be doing it. I'm not denying that. But isn't this also politicization?
It's not about taking credit.
All right, we have the exclusive shots of the convoy. Gentlemen, let me just quickly interrupt over here. This is the convoy of Tahawwur Rana. Exclusive pictures right here on Times Now of this particular convoy that we have at the moment, that is live on your screen. And in fact, that's the convoy that's headed to the center of Delhi, where in fact there will be a proceeding at the Patiala House Court, and where in fact Tahawwur Rana will be brought to justice. That's the latest coming in. Rana en route to the court right now, and those exclusive pictures that are brought to you by our reporters on ground. In fact, they are spread across the national capital, who will in fact be bringing you those pictures as well. All right, let's quickly get you our reporter Pradeep Datta, who's actually behind that particular convoy, which is in fact taking Tahawwur Rana across to the Patiala House Court. And that's where those live pictures are coming from at the moment. We'll quickly try and patch Pradeep Datta, who's getting us those live pictures of Tahawwur Rana's convoy, where he is finally going to begin the process of facing justice as far as the Indian judicial system is concerned. Exclusive pictures there coming in right here on Times Now. I believe Pradeep is live with us. Pradeep, where exactly are you located, and how soon will the convoy be reaching Patiala House Court?
See, Madhav, it will take around about 20 minutes for this convoy to reach the Patiala House Court, and Times Now is the only channel right now that is following this cavalcade. And you can see it. Let me show you. That is the jail vehicle in which the India's most wanted Tahawwur Rana is sitting. And you can see there is already the security. Delhi police is escorting. There is an ambulance also, a tight security, because the utmost priority right now for the government is to provide security. Again, let me show you. Look at that. That is the vehicle in which Tahawwur Rana, the India's most wanted, is sitting. He's being taken to the court where and I will be seeking its remand, and only after that the investigation will start, because each and every every Indian for the last 17 years, they had been waiting for this moment because many of them had almost lost their hope. But yes, finally the Prime Minister Narendra Modi government has shown that political will, and they have got him extradited from United States of America. It was only 3 hours back. His plane had landed at the Palam Air Base, and finally, after completing all those formalities, and this man, and you can see, let me again show you. Look at this, only channel right now getting you the visuals from the ground, and we are following this cavalcade. Here is the man, the India's most wanted, wearing the jumpsuit, sitting in that jail vehicle, being escorted by the Delhi police because utmost security is being provided. They are trying to ensure that proper security is given. The reason is that he is high-profile asset of inter-service intelligence, and from today, India has almost turned the table. And when I say India has turned the table, the reason being that now onwards he will be asset for the Indian
stay with us. We have not
agency.
one but two reporters who are actually following this convoy. Mohit Bhatt also with us. Mohit, which part of Delhi are you in at the moment, and what exactly is taking place there? Mohit, over to you.
And in some time from now, the convoy, a massive convoy of Delhi police and the agencies, they will be reaching the Patiala House Court. Now, it's the green corridor was not being provided over there to the convoy, but yes, it's a convoy of around 10 to 12 cars that is taking the butcher of 2611 to the Patiala House Court. And we know for a fact that how finally India has won after the extradition of Tahawwur Rana, and people were waiting for this day for past many years, those who lost their near and dear ones. And we are following the convoy over here, and I'll ask my camera person Manish K to show these visuals. An ambulance and a whole escort of Delhi police is moving with Tahawwur Rana. Now, Tahawwur Rana landed in Delhi at around 5 to 6 p.m. But post that, there were all the paperwork that was being done, and NIA took him into the custody, and NIA also gave out a detailed press release about what exactly are the charges against him. So we are following him. We are right now reaching towards Mother Teresa Crescent Mark. From here, the convoy will take the right turn, and after that, they will be going to the Patiala House Court, where the special prosecutor, the defense lawyer, the special NIA judge are waiting, and we have to wait and watch what exactly would be the demand of the NIA when it comes to the investigation or the custody. But these are the visuals, these are the exclusive visuals we are bringing for our viewers, that how exactly the convoy of all these cars of Delhi police, of the agencies is taking Tahawwur Rana. Now, we know for a fact that it has been a long battle, and perhaps that is why we have seen since morning many of the strategic experts, many of the people who were associated with the probe, former NIA DG or the other officials, they have hailed India's wait. They have said that it was a very long wait. It was a case that was being fought by India in the case of in the court of United States, and now finally we see that how India has won, and people who were victims of this particular incident, this cowardly attack, they have been saying this, that they want justice, they want strictest punishment of him. And we know for a fact that how many of the victims,
justice it is that Tahawwur Rana will be facing in just a few minutes from now when he's presented before the Patiala House Court, because a formal part of those legal proceedings in India as per the Indian judicial system are just going to begin shortly. But Pradeep, this is a very important moment for all Indians. For 1.4 billion Indians, 2611 has been a permanent scar on our psyche, given the kind of nature and magnitude of that particular terror attack. But today the message going out is that India will pursue any individual responsible for such dastardly attacks, and 17 years later, it is Tahawwur Rana who is going to face the music. He's going to face the law in an Indian court for the kind of acts that he has perpetrated. Pradeep.
Yes, Madhav, you're absolutely right. In fact, yes, Madhav, you're absolutely right. 1.4 billion Indians are really going to heave sigh of relief. It's 17 years back on 26/11, we saw the dastardly and brutal attack and how it was carried out on India's financial capital. It was not only an attack on the Indian capital, but it was also an attack on different nationalities, because the people from the United States of America, many of the Jews were also targeted. And right now, let me show you. Look at these vehicles. These are about 10 to 12 Delhi police vehicles escorting, and that is the vehicle. That is the vehicle, the jail vehicle, in which Tahawwur Rana, the India's most wanted, sitting, and he's wearing that jumpsuit. India has made it clear that neither they are going to forgive this 2611, nor they are going to forget this thing. And finally, that political will had been there, and if there is a political will, anything can can be achieved. That's what actually Narendra Modi government has shown. They've brought him back because they were able to convince authorities in United States of America that he was not suited booted travel agent. He was basically a terrorist whose hands were soaked in blood. He was responsible for the killing of 166 people. Just a week before this Mumbai attack, he was along with his wife looking after the logistic support. He stayed in Taj Hotel, he stayed in Trident Hotel. Both the hotels were attacked by Pakistani terrorists, about 10 in number, which included Ajmal Kasab also. So this is a big victory for India and a big setback and jolt for Pakistan and Pak authorities. And also, it's a tight slap on the faces of all those people, especially that ecosystem that was trying to weave in conspiracy theory, that was trying to blame Hindutva, that was trying to give clean chit to Pakistan, responsible for bleeding India 1,000 cut. And let me again show you, look at this, the only channel right now, Times Now, that is giving you minute by minute detail of the cavalcade which is carrying India's most wanted, because each and every Indian, 1.4 billion Indian, had been waiting for this moment, and today they are going to have a sigh of relief because this has been a scar on their body for long. And right now you can see, let me show you, we are just few meters away from this vehicle. And right now, while Madhav, I am also speaking to you, I am also feeling very happy because never ever I thought that this moment is going to happen. Because
this is a big moment indeed. Pradeep, any which way you look at it, politics apart, politicians are meant to do politics, but for every citizen, this is a big moment because clearly India has shown its will. It has shown that it can push its diplomatic heft, and this is really what is being seen as far as this particular moment is concerned. And let me in fact see if I can go across to Mohit Bhatt. All right, I'm told that the camera output is freezing there. Mohit, if you can hear me, it's a big moment for all Indians because here is an individual who was the mastermind. He played such a key role as far as, training and as far as David Headley is concerned, collaborating with him, plotting with him. The kind of statements that they have shared very clearly shows the diabolical mind of Tahawwur Rana, who himself has served in the Pakistani army and is believed to be a major conduit as far as not just the Pak ISI, but also the Pak forces and someone who coordinated with the terror groups there in Pakistan is concerned. Mohit.
Yes. Well, yes, Madhav, and the latest update as of now is that we would like to give out to our viewers that shortly from now, within 60 to 70 seconds, the convoy carrying the terrorist Tahawwur Rana will be reaching the India Gate Circle, and shortly from now, he will be produced before the Indian Law Patiala House Court. And as you have been saying, it has been a long wait. Now imagine people whose relatives, near and dear ones were killed, people who were injured in that particular incident, they were waiting for this day. It has been a long wait. They have been saying this, that it has been long wait. They were waiting for the justice, and they want that the Indian judicial system should give harshest of punishment to this particular man because he has been the mastermind. He exhausted all his remedies in United States. He tried everything, but in the end, the law has prevailed. And now we are reaching towards Akbar Road. And shortly from now, we will get to the India Gate roundabout. And post that, he will be produced in Patiala House Court. So clearly, Madhav, shortly from now, he will be produced in Patiala House Court, and we have been saying this. And as of now, no green corridor is being provided. Yes, there are policemen on the duty, and you can see that my camera person, Malish Kher, will give it to you. And as you were rightly pointing out, that politics are apart. Politicians are meant to do politics. We will see reactions coming in from the BJP, from the Congress, from the opposition parties. But it's about the justice. It's about what happened on 26/11/2008 and how exactly people were butchered by this particular butcher, the mastermind of 26/11, who clearly was away from Indian law. But now finally, after a long legal battle, the battle was not just
for a long time, Mohit and Pradeep, several such perpetrators of dastardly attacks here have had the shield of another jurisdiction. And you can see Times Now, because you can see that this is the moment of reckoning for Tahawwur Rana, as he will be walking into an Indian court to face the law, to face the long arm of Indian law. Pradeep Datta is with us. You can see in those two cameras we are tracking, in fact, the convoy of Tahawwur Rana. The other two cameras are of Patiala House Court. Pradeep Datta. Pradeep, over to you.
Madhav, let me give you the close-up view of this vehicle. This is the Vahani vehicle, in which the jail vehicle, in which Tahawwur Rana is sitting. And you can see the Delhi police escorting. It's about 10 to 12 vehicle. Rightly said by my colleague Mohit that green corridor was not provided. But yes, the cops had been deployed at different places trying to ensure security to this. And there is also an ambulance, because he's a high-profile ISI asset who had been there to bleed India 1,000 cut. And right now you can see, let me again show you that vehicle, jail vehicle with the blinker moving towards the court where NI is going to seek custody for this man, and finally the investigation will start, and now onwards it's going to be difficult for Pakistan, because how long Pakistan will keep on denying that they have no role in 26/11 attack, because India had been presenting them dossier after dossier, but every time they had been either trying to deflect or either trying to put blame on the non-state actors, saying as if they were not involved. But everybody knows that Pakistan had been involved. Pakistan was completely rattled. Short while back there was a statement from the spokesperson of Minister of Foreign Affairs also. He said that he has not renewed his document. Basically they were trying to distance themselves from this man Tahawwur Rana, trying to convey that he was basically a Canadian citizen. But the question arises, if he is a Canadian citizen, then why he was coming out with an excuse that he's a Pakistani Muslim, he will be tortured in Indian jail. So that means whatever shoots them, they will always come out with that argument and excuse. And here, let me again show you. Look at this vehicle. This is the vehicle in which finally, this is the treatment he really was required, because he was not suited, booted travel agent, but he was here. And let me again show you.
All right, the convoy has arrived at the Patiala House Court. I believe Dipankar is also with us. Dipankar, the convoy arriving there. Harish also live with us. Harish, the convoy has now arrived at the Patiala House Court. Take us through what's happening there. Harish, over to you.
Yes, Madhav, I'm in fact outside gate number 1, where through where the cavalcade has entered is through gate number 4. That is where all the action is happening. Where our colleague Dipankar Malviya is there. He's posted gate number 4. And yes, the cavalcade carrying Tahawwur Rana has just reached Patiala House, where in fact...
All right, let me quickly cut across to Dipankar. Dipankar, over to you. What's happening there at the Patiala House Court? I believe the gates are closed now.
Well, the convoy has reached Patiala House Court, and now the gates have been closed. The entire convoy has gone inside the Patiala House Court, and we had visuals of the ambulance as well as the Delhi jail van that had gone inside the Patiala House Court. Now, Tahawwur Rana is to be produced before the NIA court, where the entire hearing will be taking place, and we'll have to wait and watch as to what will be the result of the hearing that takes place. But currently, I can show you that the entire convoy has gone, and the gates of Patiala House Court has been shut. The barriers have been raised, the ropes have been raised, and no one further is allowed to go inside the court. We'll also try to get a glimpse of Tahawwur Rana when he deboards the Delhi jail van, but we'll try and get his visuals, but the gates have been shut. And
I believe Pradeep is also there at the same place. Pradeep, what a evening it's been. A lot of twists and turns. It has taken almost 4 hours for them to get Tahawwur Rana outside of the airport, but now finally he's in the court premises at the Patiala House Court. Take us through what's happening there, Pradeep.
Was hanged, and then there's another Abu Jindal, and after Abu Jindal, he is the most wanted person in Indian custody. He's definitely going to spill beans, and it's going to be difficult for Pakistan, because Pakistan will be completely exposed. Let me again show you. Look towards this Patiala House. This is where actually, as you can see, and one feels very happy to see the tricolor fluttering, and that is actually bringing the smile on the face today, where the tricolor is fluttering, and in this Patiala court, here and I will be seeking that custody of this man, and he will be finally questioned and interrogated. Each and every Indian had been waiting for this day, waiting for this moment, that finally this thing is going to happen. And this day had finally come, Madhav, and you can see, and here, right to the men in khaki, they've almost barricaded this area. They've created a human chain of men in khaki, and they've also created a kind of a wall by standing. Nobody's allowed to move towards this side. And see, they're stopping us from moving to this place. Tahawwur Rana right now is inside. It was 17 years back when the 26/11 attack took place, in which 166 lives were lost and more than 300 were injured. It was in 2006 when he, along with David Coleman Hadley, they have conspired, they have hatched a conspiracy, and he was a kind of a bridge between foot soldiers as well as the Pakistani handlers. And finally, and we saw that this man has been extradited because India was able to provide enough evidence, and India was able to convince the United States of America, one, that Indian jails are safe, and that one should trust the Indian legal system, because they were trying to put across an argument that Indian judicial system is not that good and Indian jail is not safe for Pakistani. But United States of America had full faith in Indian system, and because they were convinced with the evidence that was provided by Indian authorities, and they also had collected...
Pradeep, stay with us. Let me quickly get in a word from Dipankar as well, because Dipankar, you typically cover the Patiala House Court. At this point of time, all right, I believe we have Harish also with us. Harish, at this point of time, the police have closed the gates. I believe that the media is outside. Are some reporters inside to get information about what really will happen inside the court? What really is the update coming there from the court? Harish? All right, I think we've lost that line with Harish as well as Dipankar. But Pradeep, with the media gathered outside of the court, are the police allowing anyone to be present inside? I believe Harish is back with us. Harish, are the media allowed to cover the proceedings today, or has the media been removed from the premises of where the proceedings are going to take place inside the court hall? What's happening? Because today is also a public holiday. I believe there is limited presence as far as judges are concerned, and this kind of a late night hearing is not something that normally takes place. Harish?
Yes, Madhav, if you can hear me.
Yeah, go ahead, Harish. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, Madhav, in fact, the proceedings have just begun. Tahawwur Rana has just been produced before the Patiala House Court. And as we have been reporting, Dayan Krishnan and Naren and two prosecutors are there. And Piyush Sachdeva is the legal aid lawyer who will be representing Tahawwur Rana, because legal aid has to be produced, given to the particular accused. And as Bhavtosh has been reporting, the NIA will be seeking his custody for custodial interrogation, and also they're armed with a remand paper, and they're saying that custodial interrogation is required because he has to be confronted with the statements given by David Headley earlier to the Indian investigators, and also he has to be confronted with various aspects because there are very serious charges against him of conspiracy, of terror attack, and also waging war against India. So these charges have to be proved. Therefore, intensive custodial interrogation of Tahawwur Rana is required. So the proceedings have begun, and as Bhavtosh has been reporting, NIA will be seeking his custody for, we will not know for how many days. So in fact, this is an in-camera proceeding. Media is not allowed. Only the lawyers of both sides and the judge will hear the matter. All parties, other lawyers, media has been kept out. Just as we have been seeing, after the cavalcade carrying Tahawwur Rana entered, gates have been shut. Media had been barred from entering right from 2 o'clock. After 3 o'clock, all the media persons have been asked to move out of the Patiala House complex. But yes, the proceedings have begun. We have to wait and watch how many days custody the NIA will be getting of Tahawwur Rana.
All right, let me quickly take this across to Dipankar and Mohit Bhatt as well. Pradeep Datta also joining us. If we can show all our reporters who are present at the Patiala House Court. And, very quickly, Dipankar, the big question is this, that right now the media has been barred from covering the proceedings. What really is expected to take place? How long is this hearing typically expected to last? Dipankar.
Well, the prosecution is expected to seek remand, the police custody of Tahawwur Rana in this NIA case, where they will be seeking his custody to confront him with the evidence that they have secured over the years of investigation that they have done, and will also be seeking custody to confront him with any other thing that they have procured during the probe, and will also interrogate him as to regarding his role as well as the role of other accused who are related to this entire case, that is the RC04 of 2009. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what happens after the court has heard the matter of the NIA and the Advocate Piyush Sachdeva, who's been appointed by the DLSA to protect Tahawwur Rana. He will also make his submission in order to get his custody to be converted into a judicial custody, or he would be expected to argue for Tahawwur Rana. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what result comes out after the entire argument is taken place, which will be happening right now, which after he has been produced.
Okay, let's quickly in fact take you right across to our colleagues who are also present in the court. We have Isha joining us as well, along with Mohit Bhatt. Mohit, where did you see the convoy along the way? How long did it take? I believe you were at Dholakwa. How long did it take for the convoy to reach from Dholakwa to the court? Because you were chasing that convoy for a good 15-20 minutes.
Yes. Well, yes, in fact, it took the convoy around 15 to 16 minutes, given the fact that no green corridor was being provided. The traffic vehicular movement was normal, but yes, there was a massive security convoy over there, and it took them 15 to 16 minutes to cross that area. And when the convoy entered central Delhi, then there were traffic police personnel on various intersections that were ensuring that there is a smooth flow of traffic. But look at these visuals, Madhav. Now, there are around 100 policemen, senior police officials, inspector rank officials, additional DCP rank officials are continuously monitoring the situation, and that is the scene outside the main gate of.
All right, losing that line there with Mohit. Let me quickly get in Pradeep back again. Pradeep, big moment for India. At the end of the day, the big message going in is that Tahawwur Rana is now going to face the law. He's now inside the court. I believe the NIA is going to seek maximum custody of this individual, which is 14 days as per the legal provisions. Can you confirm that for us, Pradeep?
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, a big day and a big moment for each and every Indian. Every Indian was waiting for this moment. And finally, Tahawwur Rana has been brought to this court, and he will have to face law. It's not only going to that he's going to face punishment, but it's also going to be justice for each and every person who lost their near and dear one in the 2016 attack, in the 2008-26-11 attack. In fact, India was able to convince US authorities that he was not a suited-booted travel agent. Basically, he was a suited-booted terrorist who was caught hand-soaked in blood, because in that terror attack, 166 people died and 300 people were injured. Let me show you here the scene. Look at these men in khaki. They have almost created a kind of a wall. They have barricaded this area properly. They're trying to provide security. Here, NIA will be seeking custody of this man. Initially, there is every possibility. Maybe they will ask for 15 days of remand, or they can ask for 30 days. At the most, they can ask for 30 days. But whatever period they will be getting, and during that period, they will try to question him. They will try to, in fact, extract more and more information, because one, they will try to connect those dots, because there are still certain lines, those are lying blurred. So they want to connect those dots. They want to further gather evidence so that they can make a watertight case, and Pakistan is not able to deny. Because today, Pakistan and Pak proxies, they have received a big jolt. We saw that Pakistan was completely rattled. They came out with a statement. They were trying to distance themselves from Tahawwur Rana, saying that Tahawwur Rana has not renewed his document for the last 2 decades. They were in fact trying to convey that he is a Canadian citizen. He is not a Pakistani citizen. But I think Pakistan had forgotten just 2 days back only. The plea that was given by this man was that he is a Pakistani Muslim and he can be tortured in Indian jail. So whatever suits them, they can go away and try to do those things. And let me again show you. Look at this. Here you will find either the battery of journalists, or you will find the men in khaki. The area has been properly cordoned. They have tried to barricade this area. And this man, the India's most wanted, right now he is inside the court. And finally he will be facing law, because nobody can escape law. And if there is a political will, the things can be achieved. And that's what actually Prime Minister...
Well, that's the big message coming out. India's diplomatic victory, any which way you look at it, notwithstanding the political controversy, certainly a big day here for India. Isha is also joining us from outside the Patiala House Court. Isha, take us through the kind of security deployed over there. What's the mood outside the Patiala House Court, and what really can we expect in terms of how long these proceedings will take? Isha.
Right, showing you around here the visuals, you can see that this is a sea of khaki which has emerged here. A lot of police personnel are present here to ensure that this entire area is properly cordoned off. Like our colleague Pradeep was also pointing out, this is just step one, and the interrogation of this particular terrorist will further lead to solving further many more crimes that can be solved with his arrest. But however, this is a huge diplomatic victory for India. The terrorist has been brought back and now is currently facing the law. You can see here the amount of media frenzy that is also present here. And in fact, in a few hours from now, in some time, we are expecting Tahawwur Rana to come out of here and we will find out as to how much custody did the NIA argue for.
Right, we have, in fact, Mohit Bhatt also joining us. Mohit, big day for all of Indians. In fact, as Pradeep was telling us, for 1.4 billion Indians, a big unequivocal message coming out that anyone who has these kind of intentions of trying to wreak havoc, of trying to spread terror, that ultimately they will be brought to justice here in India, and India will continue to persist as far as all of these cases are concerned.
Well, yes, in fact, Madhav, it's a big day for every single Indian. Now, it was a long wait for justice, and I would just like to share this, that when this particular incident happened, I was in college, I saw it, I saw the coverage on Times Now too, and today I'm reporting 17 years after this incident, and when this particular man, this butcher, this terrorist has been brought to the books by the law, and now he's inside. I'll ask my camera person to show these visuals, that how exactly the gates over here are being completely cordoned off. Senior police officials are here at the spot, and we see that how they're completely manning the situation, given the fact that how he is the most wanted terrorist, and in some time from now we'll get to know that what exactly will happen, because NIA surely, as per the procedure, will go for their remand, NIA custody, and post that we'll get to know that what exactly he has to say, because his role is very, very important to expose Pakistan and the nexus that these terrorists have, the people sitting all across the world and who are planning and plotting against India, and hence his role will be very important, that who all were with him, who all did he send the emails to, who all in the Pakistani establishment were in contact with David Coleman Hindley and Tahawwur Rana. So all that will be exposed, and perhaps that is why his custody, his interrogation is very, very important. So shortly from now, we'll get to know that what exactly has transpired inside the court. But today is big day for every single Indian, not just for the victims, not just for the people who got injured, not for their family, but for everybody, because today is the day when justice is being delivered, and the people over there who have been the victims, their families say that real justice will be when this particular man will be given strictest punishment, but as per the Indian law. So we have to wait and watch how exactly that will happen. It has been a tedious process, it has been a long journey, and it has culminated over here at the NIA Special Court at Patiala House. But yes, it has not culminated yet. It's just the start of the proofs that the NIA will be putting forward, and of the justice that everybody was waiting for.
We have some pictures of Tahawwur Rana getting down from the van. Let's quickly zoom into those pictures and take them full screen if we can, of Tahawwur Rana exiting from the van. I believe those pictures on the right side of the screen are of him. We can't make out quite clearly. Let's take them full screen and try and see if we can see Tahawwur Rana in those pictures. Pictures, of course, taken in the dark, so not very, very clear. If we can ask my colleagues to treat those pictures and then put them on the screen, and we'll circle them as well, so we can see where exactly Tahawwur Rana is. Not very clear at the moment from these pictures coming in. Let me quickly get an update from Harish Nair, who's also at the court. Harish, any update coming in from the Patiala House Court? All right, these are the shots playing out of Tahawwur Rana exiting from the van at the Patiala House Court. In fact, arriving there just a few moments earlier, about 10 minutes earlier, that Tahawwur Rana arrived at the Patiala House Court, and now being taken into the court hall as far as the proceedings are concerned. There you can see he's just gotten off from that van and has been escorted by those men in khaki, the men in uniform, who are formally taking him into the court to face the law quite literally. Let's take this across to Harish Nair. Harish, we can see how Tahawwur Rana has been taken inside the Patiala House Court. Any update coming in from the court? What are the arguments that have been presented by each side? And has there been a government pleader or any lawyer who has been allotted to Tahawwur Rana to present his side of his case?
Yes, that's right, Madhav. Even as we are speaking, the proceedings are going on inside the Patiala House Court. And let me ask my camera person, Manoj, to pan and show the passage through which the Tahawwur Rana's cavalcade passed. This is the passage through which the cavalcade entered, and to the left, behind this building, is the special NIA court. And even as we are speaking, special public prosecutors Dayan Krishnan and Narendra Man are arguing before the NIA special judge. And as we have been reporting, the maximum days custody will be sought to secure the custodial interrogation of Tahawwur Tahawwur Rana, because he has to be confronted with the statement given by David Headley earlier. Because remember, Madhav, it was David Headley's statements which had, after which we came to know, in fact, the investigating agencies came to know about the role played by Tahawwur Rana, and therefore David Headley's statements are very important in this context. The way he planned, the recce, the logistical, the financial support he had given to David Headley, all were in fact told by the David Headley. As far as Rana is concerned, that is the clinching evidence which the NIA claims it has. That has been in fact be submitted before the special judge.
Pictures, let me tell our viewers that these are exclusive pictures of Tahawwur Rana in court, which no other channel has. Only Times Now. We have the biggest deployment of reporters, and you can see all of our reporters who are at the airport, who are at the court, even at the NIA headquarters, and they are going to be working right through midnight till this entire legal proceeding is completed to get you minute by minute updates of all the action on ground, because this is a big moment indeed. It's a massive deal given the fact that we've managed to extradite Tahawwur Rana. He's now a person who's literally facing the law inside the Patiala House Court, and certainly, of course, is somebody who's going to be brought to justice. Importance of this case, Pradeep, though, and we must remind our viewers, is that this is now going to establish, what the role of Pakistan is. Pakistan has always insisted that there are non-state actors, but given the fact that Tahawwur Rana himself has served in the Pakistan army and is believed to be the conduit between ISI and the terror agencies, as well as David Headley, the role of the deep state of Pakistan is now going to be exposed once Tahawwur Rana starts singing like a canary.
Yes, Madhav, you're absolutely right, because once Tahawwur Rana will start speaking and spilling beans, it was going to expose Pakistani deep state and how Pakistani deep state is neck deep in terror-related activity, because wherever there is a terror-related activity taking place, Pakistan always keeps on blaming non-state actors. There used to be a saying, all roads lead to Rome, but it will not be wrong if we say all terror-related activities, directly or indirectly, are leading towards Pakistan, and that's one of the reasons that the world is trying to isolate Pakistan at different level. And now from onwards, it's going to be really very difficult for Pakistan. Let me show you here. See this, look at this court. This court has almost turned into a fortress. Nobody's inside except for the special prosecution and I judge and Tahawwur Rana, the Indian most wanted. And besides this, you can see that area has been properly barricaded. Let me show you. The area has been properly barricaded. They have tied a rope. Nobody's allowed to go beyond this point. Besides this, you can see men in khaki. They have almost created a kind of a human wall and human chain, because they are trying to ensure security in this area. And why not? Because he's the India's most wanted, because he's one of those ISI assets who had been responsible for bleeding India 1,000 cut. He was acting as a bridge between foot soldiers and also Pakistani handlers. He was in touch with Major Iqbal. Major Iqbal was a Pakistani handler who was providing money to David Coleman Hadley. And David Coleman Hadley and he had been in touch with each other. During the last 8 visits before 26/11 attack, David Coleman Hadley was able to speak to him for 230 times. That means they had a very strong equation. So he was the one who knows each and everything. He's an insider. Once he's going
I'm going to request all of you, Pradeep, as well as Mohit Bhatt, Harish Nair, Isha Mishra, as well as all of our other reporters, including Dipankar Malviya, Bhavtosh Singh, Priyank, all of them to continue to stay with us. We're going to slip into a quick break, but our coverage is not going to end here. We're going to continue reporting on all those developments right through the night. Slipping into a quick break. We'll be back in just a few moments.